Test, test, test. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Oh, perfect. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if it's really broadcasting to the world. Cause I did a whole stream and it wasn't even broadcasted. I did one stream and it was broadcasting. I didn't even do anything, and then I did a whole other stream and it wasn't broadcasting at all. It was like a test stream or something. It was weird. But we figured everything out. We got all the ins and outs figured out and done so that the stream could be absolutely 100% positively top notch, top tier, perfect. You know what I mean? So I figured, it's worth it. It's worth it. Hey, let's go. We straight up in the street. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, bet. Bet. So now, I'm going to... Nah. Bet it up. All right. This is perfect. This is beyond perfect. This is super perfect. Throw this over right quick. Just kind of boom, bam. Blah, 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 blah. Sick. Okay. We're going to turn you off so that like it's not echoing in the recording, because that would suck. That would like super suck. Like a super soaker. Oh, it's over here. Why is this looking like this? I don't even know. Oh, I don't even know. All right. So, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back, my goblins, ghouls, ghosts, gremlins, and dreamers. Because you know there's no in between. You're either a good guy or a bad guy, or you're somewhere in between. Today, we are going to be talking to our future children in our minds. That's right. I'm teaching you guys psychic communication, not telepathy. Yep, no, it's telepathy. I'm going to be teaching you guys telepathy. So, I was thinking to myself the other day, right? I was just going through something, just a little something. I was consoling myself, as it is commonly known as, right? And I was like, this is really good. I should tell my kids this. Like, this is something I should tell my kids. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make an entire video about me talking to my kids. So that's what we're doing currently. And for those of you that have watched the other stream, tomorrow we're going to be watching One Piece and making raps about it. And instead of taking 2 hours to watch a 30-minute video, we're going to be watching actual episodes, because I did a whole lot of talking and other things in the beginning. So it will be a little more involving and a little less long. I mean, it might be the same length, but it'll at least have like more content in it, you know? Well, more of the advertised content, if that makes sense. So, currently, we're going to be sitting back and just kind of pondering and thinking, what are some things I want to tell my kids personally? What are some things that I have learned that I think my kids would benefit from some sort of story, from some sort of, really anybody, not necessarily just my kids, but like from some sort of story, for some sort of explanation. What is it that I think my kids would benefit from? Well, let's start with the normal, boring, sappy stuff, you know. You are loved. That should definitely be... I feel like that should be something that comes across to them, you know, like something that they just generally understand. Not necessarily I need to say it, but you know, I also don't think it's a bad thing to say it, because I mean, if you're gonna get them to understand it, you probably should tell them at least once. Not like a... That's the thing. There's a difference between telling someone you are loved and saying I love you. Not that I love you is bad, but I just feel like I love you is something we use commonly. Not that it's bad that we use it commonly, and not that it lessens its value or its weight in any way. I just think that looking at someone and saying you are loved holds a different type of weight. I don't know why. This cereal is super soggy. It feels like sponges in my mouth. It's weird. And you know, I have a brother that loves soggy cereal. Like, that's the only way he eats it. He'll pour his cereal, he'll pour his milk, and actually, I think he pours the milk first. I think he pours the milk and then his cereal, and then he waits until it's soggy. I'm sure he was probably fed soggy cereal as a kid or something. Like as a baby, because he didn't have teeth. So he just waited till it got soggy. And he was like, oh wow, that's really good. And he liked it like that ever since. Or maybe he got fed like that when he was a kid or when he was a baby. And then he tried it again unknowingly, like unconsciously, when he was probably like an actual kid or a teenager or something. Maybe an adult even. And he was like, wow, this is banging. I don't know. Something like that. All right. So first thing, definitely you are loved. I guess what I want to tell my kids would differ depending on their gender, right? Like I tell my son different things than if he was a female. There's different things I can do with my son that I can't do with my daughter. You know what I mean? Not that I can't do with my daughter. That just my daughter might not be interested in. But at the same time, you know, you can never tell. Like you can never be like, you're not gonna do this. I mean, unless it's like hurting someone or themselves. But you can never really be like, they're definitely not going to do this. They're definitely not going to do that. There's absolutely no way. So I'm thinking, instead of like giving them specific instructions, I was thinking just overall. But I think that I might have to give specific instructions. So I'm thinking that this one, I said I'm thinking a lot. I've been thinking a lot. So I'm thinking that this stream is going to be just overall general stuff I want to display and give to my kids, you know, as like life lessons and things. And I think that the next one will be specifically if I have specifically when I have a son, and then the one after that would be specifically when I have a daughter. You know what I mean? So I can teach them specific things. I feel like that's an important part to really understand, is to know that they are different, as similar as they are different and are going to require different levels of involvement. And I think that they both are going to require some level of involvement. Not saying like I wouldn't be there, but I'm saying I think that both of them are going to require like similar levels of involvement is what I meant to say. But at the same time, I also think that it's important to instill in them some sort of individuality, like some sort of backbone, to say the least. So I think that that's another good thing, instilling a backbone. But how would I give to them a backbone by words? Like I think it's more of an action, honestly. So I guess I would have to look at what the things that I do and what I would do to make them understand how they have to act, you know? Because kids basically just copy you. Like, whatever you do, they're going to do. Or at least try to do. Or take note of and use as some sort of like thought process. They're gonna use that information along their way in the thought process of whatever it is that they're doing, you know. So I'm thinking there's definitely time has to be taken to Well, I probably shouldn't have that, huh? Time has to be taken to learn who they are individually to be able to care for their specific needs. So I'm guessing how we would say that would be caring for specific needs, you know? Maybe maybe specific take time to tend to specific needs, possibly. I think that's the shortest I can get it. Yep. Yep. Huh. So, as I was saying, individuality and a backbone. Like having some sort of standing on their beliefs, you know? So I guess I would have to when I have an opinion, especially when I'm in front of them, but when I have an opinion about a certain situation, I have to stand on that. Just so it's like in their DNA, you know? Have enough practice just standing on what I want, what I believe in. But also, they should also be taught how to compromise. You know, not necessarily to compromise themselves, but they should also be taught how to understand someone else's perspective and take that into consideration before they dismiss it or believe it. So, what is that called though? When you understand someone else's perspective, what's that called? Hold on 1 second. Let me change this because this is gonna bug me. Big gangin'. Let's go. All right. So, what is it called when you understand someone else's perspective? Introspection, maybe? Possibly introspection. Let's look that up. I'll plug up my phone real quick. 1 second. Okay, introspection is completion of one's own thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Self-examination, the act of looking inward. Okay, so that's part of it, I guess, but that's not what I was looking. I can't plug my phone up over here. Drats. Oh, but you know what I can do though? I can do that. The biggest of Gangnam movements. You already know what it is. Perfect. Perfecto. Alright. Also, I don't know why it is that YouTube, when you make a live video, it doesn't post to your YouTube videos. It like posts to its own thing. That's super weird to me. So I'm gonna start downloading the lives and then reposting them on my YouTube and then probably deleting it from the live section because I want them to be, you know, like there. I want them to be right there. I don't want them to be off in the whatever, in the space and time of nothing. You know what I mean? So I think that I'm gonna download them and repost them. I think that's definitely gonna be the move. But what is a word? What is a word That means to understand someone else's perspective. Because I know there's a word for it, I just don't remember what the word is. Understanding. Empathy? Is that what that is? The ability to identify with or understand another's situations or feelings. Yeah, empathy. Okay, cool. The attribution of one's own feelings to an object. The intellectual identification of the thoughts, feelings, or state of another person. Okay, well, I don't know what this one means. The attribution of one's own feelings to an object. Don't you hate it when, like, there's a word you're looking up and they define it with the word? Like, that's not a definition, bro. The fact that English just has these dead end words that are just words that are defined by the fact that they exist is such a cop out. It's such a like the biggest red flag for me in language. I feel like if you have a word, you should know what it means and or why you're using it. I don't know. Like context clues, I get it, but like it doesn't make sense the way that it's being used. Like I understand what you're trying to say, I think, but I don't necessarily know what it is that what you're trying to say would mean, you know? They're one of those. And they're just like, we don't care. We don't care at all. Not even a little bit. We do not care. But that's besides the point. Absolutely besides the point. So, teach empathy. But the thing is, I don't think empathy is really taught. I think empathy is demonstrated. Because a lot of the times when you're a parent, you're just like, I have to enforce this on you so you can do this differently. You know? And I feel like that's the strategy a lot of parents take, just because that's the strategy that was taken with them. And some of them are forced into parenting and they don't really have any other choice. They don't have time to think about it, things like that. So, I think that when, like, you know how people say that kids are like kids rebuttal a lot, like they will give an excuse, give a reason, especially when they're young. They'll give a reason as to why or why not this should or shouldn't be this way. I think that's the moment where you should teach them empathy, where you're like, you genuinely sit down to understand what it is that's going on in this kid's head. And then after you start understanding what's going on in that kid's head, then you start to like, I mean, give validation to it. Not necessarily saying like, okay, I understand what you're saying, but like give validation to it in your own mind. Give a level of realness and respect to it because they're a real person. You know what I mean? I feel like it would be the difference between a kid breaks something and you spank them or ground them for it, and a kid breaks something, you figure out what happened, what the situation was, why they broke it, what was going on, and then I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. anyway, and then you hand out your punishment based on that, based on your deduction. Oh, probably that. Deduct what the punishment would be based on the situation. So, like, I would probably ground them because I don't believe in putting your hands on children. But I would probably ground them, and I would ground them after I would get them to understand why it is they're being grounded. Like, yeah, I know that they broke something, they're grounded. Cool. Punishment. I did something wrong. I'm going to get punished. But I feel like there's multiple levels of understanding that you could sit a kid down with and have a talk with them about what's going on, why it's going on, what they did, why they did what they did, why they shouldn't do it again, when an appropriate time to do it would be. Because, like, let's say this kid broke glass on, like, a fancy cabinet of yours or something, right? If this kid broke some glass on a fancy cabinet, you probably think there's not really an appropriate time to break glass on a cabinet I spent money on. You know what I mean? But hear me out. Let's say you're upstairs sleeping and your kid is downstairs. Let's say the only bathroom in the house is downstairs. Your kid is downstairs going to the bathroom. Someone breaks into the house. They didn't break anything, but someone breaks into the house, right? What if your kid is in danger and is within 6 feet of this person, but before they get to the bathroom, they look at your cabinet, and the next thing they think of is to break it and break as much as they can so they can get you awake. Like, you know what I mean? There are certain, it's an extreme situation, sure, but it's not like it's an unrealistic situation. There are certain things that you can teach children that when this would or wouldn't be appropriate. Or even if it was to defend themselves, even if it was break this and take whatever you can of this glass and throw it at that person. Like, there are certain things that you could teach this kid so that they would understand, okay, so it's not necessarily that I did this. It's that I did this. There wasn't a reason for me to do it. And there are other very real situations where this could be very useful in my life. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a certain level of understanding that kids need to have when they're being punished. And a lot of people don't do that. Or at least in my experience, a lot of people don't do that. I haven't been around every parent in the world. So teach empathy through why does deliberation mean to have a conversation? Because I feel like, okay, D, meaning, I think meaning the opposite of, right? Liberation. So, to go to prison, to cage something, or maybe to gauge something. Maybe it's like the thought is liberated because you can't get grasp of it, so it has freedom from your mind. And deliberation would be bringing it into your mind. But I still don't believe that. Like, that is absolutely bonkers. That's a very out of the way type of thinking for that to be the word that it is. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna look it up because I'm not sure that that's what that means, but I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Yeah, that's exactly what that means. So, I don't believe that that's the word we should use, but it's alright. You know, we're here. It is what it is. Teaching empathy through deliberation and punishment. And constructive punishment. I like that better. Because I don't ever intend to put my hands on people, ever. I mean, not on people, on children. Let me rephrase that. Okay. Alright. So far, we have you are loved, take time to tend to specific needs, and teach empathy through deliberation and constructive punishment. Okay. I think I should also teach them about health and nutrition. Like, I feel like there's a certain level of health that you should, like a certain level of health standard that you should hold yourself to before you have children. Like physically, mentally, spiritually, in all aspects of your life. I feel like there is a certain level of health that you should be at before you have children ever. So sit them down, because there's a lot of things that I want to get across to my kids, and I feel like a lot of it isn't just things that I can teach them through casual conversation. A lot of it I feel like is going to be a sit down, let's talk, let me give you the knowledge and understanding that I have, so that maybe possibly you could be better than me. You know what I mean? So teach them, sit down conversation to be able to teach them what was it that I just said? Health. In all aspects of life. So I'd have to teach them research. I'd have to teach them mathematics. I'd have to teach them like alchemy. I'd have to teach them meditation. I'd have to teach them exercise. I'd have to teach them how to write. Basically everything school tries to do and doesn't do to the best of their ability. Because if you think about it, as many adults, right, like self-proclaimed adults, are in the school education system, top down, federal to community, local, you think there would be a better system, right? You think that. So I don't know. I just feel like it's not what it should be. Let's see. I guess I should list those types of health, right? So that would be self-defense, self-care, self-defense, self-care, diet, self-care is pretty broad. Okay, so self-defense, exercise, diet, meditation, self-defense, exercise, diet, meditation, medicine, self-defense, exercise, diet, meditation, medicine, research, creativity. Like, I feel like there should be some level of... Because I feel like when you are learning things like math, science... Oh, reading and writing, duh. I feel like when you're learning things like math, science, reading, writing, all of that, history even, I should definitely see some history. Oh my god. history even, there is a certain level there's a certain level of creativity that comes with all of those, because of you have to think outside of the box for the exercises that come with reading and writing. You have to think outside of the box for the problems and exercises that come with science. Sometimes you have to think outside of the box just to understand a concept in history. You know what I mean? So I feel like also teaching them like instruments or drawing skills, like teaching them some sort of creative mental outlet would also be beneficial for sure. Um, all right. Huh. What else? What else? What else should I? What overall general things should I teach my children? Overall general things I should teach my children. Overall general ideas I should teach my children. I should probably teach them how to have children, right? Not even about like just the sex part, but about getting you personally ready for understanding what kind of responsibility and even gift you're taking on and bringing into your life. You know, I feel like teaching children how to have children is definitely a huge, huge part of life that I feel like they miss out on. I feel like a decent amount of us miss out on. I feel like I got enough that I could go in the right direction of what I wanted to teach them. So I guess it was fulfilled for me. But I feel like there could have been more emphasis on what exactly should. Then again, it's not like we're trying to be taught everything about life and history all the time and actually understand it. They're trying to push an agenda because that's what the world is. It's all business. But teach them about business. Teach them about business. Teach them about fun. Um, okay. Teach them about fun. Quantum physics. Okay. Quantum physics. Quantum mathematics? I don't know if that's a thing. Is that a thing? If it's a thing, that's definitely going on the list. Quantum mathematics of quantum computation and quantum technology. So yes, I guess. Quantum mechanics. Okay, that came around in my head a couple of times, but I was like, I don't think that is what I think it is. So quantum mechanics. Um. mm, what else do I want to teach my kids? Teach them about philosophy. Teach them about philosophy. Teach them about I probably have a tutor, right? A tutor that comes in and teaches all of this. Because I don't really want them to go to school. Like, I don't really want them to go to public school, and I don't really want them to go to private school either. Like, I don't really want them in school. I want them to learn what school has to offer, but I don't really want them in school. You know what I mean? That doesn't really sit right with me at all. So probably teach them, like, basic things too, right? Like, how to swim, how to run, how to move their body weight. I guess that comes under exercise, but how to move their body weight. And like low key, they'll probably teach themselves that if you just put them in the right environment. I also want to teach them how to make their own things, like how to sew. How to sew. How to plan. I have a very specific way of how to plan. And it works for me. I don't know if it's going to work for them, but it definitely works for me. How to money. Definitely need to teach them how to money. Let's see. What else should I teach my children? Stranger danger, obviously. What else should I teach my children? I should teach them delayed gratification. I should teach them that no matter what the situation looks like, no matter what is going on, they can always do whatever it is that they want to do, whatever it is that they think that they should do. No, see, I don't think that I should say what they think that they should do. I think that they can do whatever it is that they want to do. Whatever their heart tells them and their mind settles on, whatever they this is tricky. This is tricky. I think that I should tell them, no matter what the situation is, no matter what people tell you, no matter how dark or grim or unsettling or unwavering, not unwavering, or weary. I mean, eerie is a better word. However upsetting the situation may be, no matter what, you can always do whatever you want to do, no matter what. That's definitely a good one. Oh no! Oh man! Oh man, not again! Oh man! No matter what, they can always do whatever they want to, despite how the odds may look. I don't think I should use the word odd, though. No matter despite how the outcome. How the outcome may look. They can always do whatever it is that they want to do. What else should I teach my kids? Oh yeah, I remember I have a whole list I sent to my mom one time. Let's see, what's on that list? What do the list say? What doobie doobie doo bot doobie doobie doo bot the list say? I don't really think that my kids should ever watch TV either. Like, I don't think I want to introduce. I don't think I'm gonna be watching TV realistically. Like, I don't ever want to introduce technology to them until they are at an age where they're listening, and not only are they listening, but they're listening, understanding, and taking into consideration what I have said. Because sometimes kids can listen and understand and completely disregard it. Not even sometimes. A lot of the times, kids can listen and understand and completely disregard it. But if they're listening, understanding, and at least taking into consideration what it is that I say, then they'll listen to what I have to say about technology in general. So I think that is a really good one. So I should teach them about technology, but later teach them technology. And like, here's my thing. I don't even want my wife, when she's pregnant, around technology. I don't even want the bearer of my child to be around technology at all, even in the slightest, when she's pregnant. And then after that, furthermore, I don't want anybody that's going to be around them until they're at least like 13 to have technology near them at all. Like, I'm talking no watches, no clocks, no computers, no TVs, no cell phones. I don't care if it's an old cell phone, bro. Like, no technology at all. I'm talking you're in a house and you have books. Now, well, I guess, see, that's the thing. Technology is everything. Like, a house, that's technology. A house is a type of technology Tools are a type of technology. Books are a type of technology. So I think that that's what I'm going to teach them. I'm going to teach them that technology surrounds them and is everything. But most people think technology is digital technology, and not even necessarily digital, because I'm sure a lot of people would say that this is technology, but it's hardware. They would specify it under hardware before they thought of it as technology. But anything and everything that's ever been built by anything ever is technology. A beaver's dam is technology. A bird's nest is technology. You know what I mean? So I think that I should teach them technology surrounds them. Instead of trying to keep it from them, I think I'll just tell them that it surrounds them, is everywhere, and they can use it whenever they need to. And can be constructed or used whenever the need or opportunity arrives. I'm also going to teach them proper posture. What else? What else? What else? What else should I teach my children? What else should I teach my children? Okay. What else should I teach my children? What else should I teach my children? Technology surrounds them. Proper posture, proper breathing. Homesteading. / canning. Proper posture, proper breathing. Homesteading means growing your own food, growing your own protein, canning. Definitely should teach them that. I just want to see something. Huh. That's so weird. Okay. Oh wait, do you guys not have the watermark? Does the watermark not show up in live? That's so... Bleh. Whatever. It'll be alright. What else? What else? Oh, right. The list. I completely forgot about that. Here we go. So, chakras. So I guess about energy, because chakras is super, super vague. Teach them about energy. They make God look like what they want to look like. Here we go. They make God look like what they want it to look like. So I guess a better way to say that is symbolism. Like, this symbol only holds as much power over you as you give it, and it can look like or yeah, it can look like whatever it is you want it to look like. Okay, yeah, symbolism. 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 I'm low-key giving myself homework because, like, I have to learn all these things to teach them. Like, I don't know symbolism. I don't know how to homestead. I mean, I know how to homestead. It's pretty straightforward. I don't know how to. I do know how to can. That's a lie. I do know how to can. I don't know medicine though. Medicine, I definitely do need to learn. I have a general understanding of money and like philosophy, you know, and a general understanding about business. I feel like it definitely could get better though. Yeah, yeah. I have to learn these things to like actually teach it to them. Okay. What else? What else is on here? You have to see it, you have to do it, and you have to fail, or you don't learn to be able to succeed. I like that. You have to see it, you have to do it, and you have to fail, or you don't learn to be able to succeed. And you know, I don't even 100% agree with that, is the crazy part. Because, like, you have to see it, not necessarily true. You have to know that it exists, yes. So I guess that is under, like, you have to see it. I think that's where I was trying to go with that. You have to do it, meaning you can plan and plan and plan and plan, but if you don't put your plan into action, you're never even going to be able to test to see what's going on and how you can improve, you know? And you have to fail, I think, is more of a mindset thing. It's not necessarily you have to fail, but it's more of you have to constantly be seeking out what the common mistakes are, learn how to avoid them, and also be figuring out where your weaknesses lie to be able to strengthen them. So you can peek and see failures in your actions, even though it may not be socially or overall considered a fail. You can still see failures in your actions to be able to improve on them. Because if you don't see failure, then you'll never strive for anything greater. So I think that's definitely what I was trying to say. I don't think it was just like, you have to fail. Because, I mean, to be honest, you do. Because, I mean, if you see failure, then in your mind, you just failed. You know what I mean? So you do. You have to fail. But I feel like to a child, that is a very heavy burden. Like telling them you have to not win. You know what I mean? Like, I'm teaching them how to win. And you're telling me that on my way to winning, I have to not win to be able to win. Like, it doesn't make sense. But it's not really about not winning. It's not even really about winning. It's more about seeing where you have failures, where you have flaws, where you have weaknesses, and where you aren't as secure as you need to be as far as your actions, and then changing that to be able to succeed and learn and grow from that. And then I have a side note that says everything you teach them, they will use against you to see if it works first. I think that I should teach them to do that, honestly. Like, everything I teach them, they should be able to bring to me and use on me, basically. Like, if I teach them behavioral psychology, right? They should be able to use that on me at any given moment in time to be able to see what it is I'm talking about and learn from it and be like, oh yeah, that works. Or the same thing with business, same thing with symbolism, same thing with, I mean, really everything. Like, I feel like I shouldn't just, because I think here I was saying, like, this is what they'll do, so keep that in mind. But I think that I should teach them to do that, because then if they don't ever learn, once they get access to knowledge about something, if they don't ever learn to test it to see what happens or how to use it, then the knowledge just goes on. I mean, it's just information. You know what I mean? It's not knowledge then. It's just information. So teach them to use knowledge against you to be able to test the information. You're gonna see me check my posture a lot. Speaking things into existence works. Be very careful how you do so, when you do so, and where you do so. I agree. I feel like you should be able to have a space of your own that you're feeling okay enough to just speak whatever you want into existence. But I also think that you should take very, very, very careful, meticulous consideration into what you're speaking into existence, as far as what it is, the things you want to speak into existence. But honestly, I don't even think I should teach them that speaking things into existence works. I think I should tell them that, but I think I should teach them that planning things into existence is the best way to go. Because you can speak whatever you want into existence, but just because it's been spoken means it's currently in existence. Like, I have a Lamborghini. I'm not in a Lamborghini, but I just said I have one. Lamborghini is then in existence because I'm thinking of one. You know what I mean? Like, that is existence, period. That is what existence is. So I think I should teach them planning things into existence is going to bring about much greater rewards than speaking things into existence. But if they don't act on the plan, then it is just like speaking things into existence. If they don't ever willfully go about making those things exist in whatever way that they see fit, it won't. So planning things into existence is the most yielding route rather than speaking. But if you don't act on the plan, nothing changes. I also think I should teach them to push their boundaries. Push yourself past your boundaries. Push yourself past what you thought you could do. Push yourself past what you thought you could do. And or meet your expectations. Meet your thoughts. Expectations. Boom. Big gang. Okay. Watch yourself very closely, how things make you feel, and as well. Watch yourself very closely, how things make you feel, as well as how you think about those things, and what you would like to change about those things. So, watch yourself very closely. Take note of how things bring Okay, watch yourself very closely and take note of how things bring thought. Of what things bring what kind of thoughts. Watch yourself very closely and take note of what things bring about what kind of thought to your mind. And yeah, watch yourself very closely. Watch yourself meticulously is a better word. Watch yourself meticulously. And watch yourself meticulously. And pay attention to what kind of thoughts come to your mind based off of the information provided. I also want to teach them what information means, though, because I feel like information can be misconstrued as words on a page or spoken words into your mind. I think that they should understand information is everything. Like, if you can hear it, see it, smell it, touch it, understand it, feel it, then it's information. Like, hear it, see it, smell it, taste it. If you can hear it, see it, smell it, taste it, touch it, understand it, or feel it, then it is information. Yeah. Hear, see, smell, taste, touch, understand, or feel. Information is anything you can hear, see, smell, taste, touch, understand, or feel. Perfect. Okay, what's next? What's next? So I guess as far as teaching them speaking things into existence, right? Like how I would teach them to speak things into existence. I think that I should teach them I don't know how to put it. Okay. I also want to teach them that no matter what, no matter when, no matter where, I am always going to be right there for them. Like, they can always call me. They can always come to me with any problem they have. They can always ask for space from me too. They can always say, "Hey, I just need some time to myself, and I don't really want to be around you right now." They can always do that. They can always. I mean, if they're old enough and responsible enough, and you know, have enough understanding of the world, I feel like they can always even leave if they want to. I just want them to know that it's a welcoming, inviting space, and that they can conduct themselves as they see fit. But if they start, conducting themselves out of line, then I mean, that's when we gotta have another conversation. I gotta sit them down and see. Here's my thing. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're not gonna put your hands on your kids. You're not gonna spank your kids. You're not okay, cool." So what's gonna happen when they're not listening? They're out of line. Well, if you start from the beginning and you don't put your hands on your kids, I don't believe that they'll ever get that way. But let's just say that they do. Let's say we got a rambunctious crowd, right? Because kids get ideas from other kids. So let's say they got an idea from another kid. And they're just, I don't know, they're talking back, or they're hitting me, or they're, God forbid, they're hitting their mother. They're screaming, yelling, breaking, kicking, whatever. They're running away while we're trying to talk to them, whatever. If any of that happens and they are like physically uncontrollable, this may sound extreme, but I'm not going to beat them. I'm going to have a conversation with them no matter what. If they don't like it, that's cool. But I'm going to have a conversation with them. I'm not going to put my hands on them ever. So if I can't get them to obediently stay still to be able to have that conversation, I'm just going to tie them down. Like, I'm going to tie them to a chair and then have a conversation with them. And I'm going to keep checking back with them until they're ready to have that conversation. And once they're ready to have that conversation, then perfect. Then we'll talk it out. And once we got it talked out, then I'll be like, now why is it exactly that you were feeling so rambunctious? Why is it that you didn't feel like you could sit down and talk to me? Is it something I'm doing? Is it something your mom's doing? Is it something going on with you? Is it something that was said to you? Is it something that was done to you? Is it like, what is it about this specific situation that you felt you had no reason, even though I asked you, you had no reason to follow my instructions? What was it about this situation that made you feel that way? And I'm going to wait until they come up with an answer, until they explain themselves. And if they say, I don't know, then I'm going to look at them and say, I'm going to need you to explain to me why this happened. Because I don't know is an answer, but I don't know is not... It's not a good answer. It's not an answer that I feel like really... Now I'm just thinking back, because that's what my dad said to me. That I don't know isn't an answer. I just feel like if you are actively lashing out with action, right? You're screaming, you're breaking things, and or hitting someone, you're actively lashing out, there's some reason you're doing that. No matter how small the reason is, no matter how small, minuscule, insignificant you may think the reason is, there's some reason that you're doing that. So I'm going to tell them, if they say I don't know, I'm going to tell them and say, if you don't know, then nobody does. And that's a problem. There's always a reason that you're doing something you're doing. So if you don't know, then I need you to sit there and think and come up with a reason. I don't want you to lie to me. I don't want you to make one up. I want you to think back into what you were doing in the moment you were doing it. And I want you to try and understand why you went about the situation with the actions that you did. That's what I want you to do. And that's what I need you to do until you have an answer. And once you have an answer, then we can talk some more. Because I don't know is... It's not... I don't know. It's not that I don't know is an unsatisfactory answer for me, that it's not satisfying for me. I don't know for me is like them abandoning themselves. in that situation. Like, it'd be different if I wasn't their dad, or if they weren't acting outrageously, well, ridiculous. Like, if it was a different type of situation, I could understand them saying I don't know, right? Like, hey, I lost this thing. Do you know where it is? I don't know where it is. That's okay, cool, thanks. That's an answer. You know what I mean? But if it's got something to do with their mind, their understanding, their feelings, you know what I mean? Them saying I don't know is them abandoning themselves, and at that age they would not understand that. I mean, no matter what age it is, some adults don't understand that. If you're not taught that, you don't understand that. So I probably, once they said I don't know, I probably would look at them and say, I need you to come up with an answer. And once you come up with that answer, then I'm going to come back and talk to you. And then after that, I'm going to tell them, do you know why I waited until you came up with an answer? And they're probably going to say no. I honestly, I kind of want my kid to say yes. I want my kid to say yes and at least take a guess at it. You know what I mean? Maybe I should teach them that. If you don't know the answer, take a guess. Yeah. If you don't know the answer, take a guess. If you don't know the answer, take a guess. But I kind of want my kid to say, yeah, I think so. And then I'd ask them, why? Okay, well, why? What is it that you think I was doing by letting you come up with an answer yourself? And I don't know what they're going to say. But I definitely want them to, at least take a stab at it. Like, that'd be kind of cool. But either way, even if they say no, even if I ask them, do you know why I let you come up with an answer? And they say no, I'm going to tell them just that it's because this has something to do with you personally. This has something to do with your growth and your development. This has something to do with your understanding of yourself. This has something to do with your understanding of your feelings. This has something to do with your understanding of how your mind works, your thought process, and it's a building block on the way to make you indestructible. I need you to know more than you need you to know. Nah, that's a bad way to say it. I need you to know because I need you. I was going to say the same thing. I need you to know because I need you to know. I need you to know because you need you to know. If you don't know why you did something, then there's a very, very real problem. There's something much deeper going on, and it's something we have to fix. And not necessarily you're broken, so we have to fix you, as if you broke a window, so we have to get it replaced with a fixed window, because you're not. But it's more of a, we have to get to the bottom of it. Fix was just the wrong word. If you don't know why you did an action, then there's a very, very, very real situation going on that we need to get to the bottom of, so that we can make sure that you feel okay, that you feel human, that you feel welcome and accepted, and that you feel understood above all else. Even if you don't feel welcomed or accepted, or if you don't feel okay, at very least, I mean, parent nightmare, but at very least you feel understood. You know what I mean? If you don't feel understood, then you're only more prone and more likely to do irrational things that could end up hurting yourself. And if you hurt yourself, that's really, really bad. And if you end up hurting someone else in the process, that's even worse, because now there's two people hurt for a reason that nobody knows. Do you know what I'm saying? If you hurt someone, it has to be for a reason. If you hurt someone, it's because they're doing something to you, they're attempting to do something to you, or they're not supposed to be where you are. Like if you're on a camping trip, right? And on that camping trip, there's a whole group of people with you, right? Park rangers, all that. But then a random person from out of nowhere that you haven't seen all day, or that you haven't seen come to the campground the same way that you did, just some random guy or girl or whoever just popped up out of nowhere, you need to be able to say, no, back away from me. I don't like this. You, like, not even that. You should be able to stand your ground and say, back up. You know what I mean? And then if they don't, you should know how to physically hurt them, because some people you have to hurt, but others not. I feel like no, okay. I feel like saying some people you have to hurt could really go off the rails, but at the same time, it's not wrong. Like, it's really not. So that, I guess that's just one of those things that I'd have to let them interpret themselves, you know? And hopefully I can display enough understanding to them that they're able to take it in and know exactly what I meant by that. So I think that that's where I'm going with that. I think that's exactly where I'm going with that. A misunderstanding of self, because there was a lot in that little section. A misunderstanding of self could lead to self-deprecation. Isn't that the? I know that's the right word, but self-deprecation. Yeah. Okay. I'm always right here if you want me or want anything. A misunderstanding of self could lead to self-deprecation or self-harm or unnecessary. I don't know how to spell necessary. Does it have two C's and two S's? No. Harm of others. Some people you have to hurt. Okay. Necessary. Oh, it doesn't have two C's. It has two S's. Okay. And it has no I. All right, bet. Perfect. Learn something new every day. Oh yeah. Try to learn. No. Not try. Make yourself learn something new every day. Perfect. Big gang. All right. Perfect. Okay. Some things that are bad for you don't hurt. That's wild. That sounds like one of those things that might be deep, but it's low-key untrue. Some things that are bad for you don't hurt. Don't hurt. Don't hurt at first. Or even feel good. Boom, bam, pa. Okay. Money is how you stay alive. That is wild. Okay, but that's a double-sided coin. Because money is how you stay alive, or resourcefulness is how you stay alive. But the life that we're living, the life we live in, money is how you stay alive. So money is how you stay alive. Money is how you stay alive. Perfect. All right. Well, that is all the things I have from this list. Bum dun 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 dun. Big gang. One of my friends in college are like, sorry I can't watch your stream. I'm in class. You can watch it after. It's all good. Okay. Money is how you stay alive. Okay. Money is how you stay alive, but it's not your lifeblood, you know? But it's not your lifeblood. But it's not your lifeblood. Your mindset is. Alright. What else do I want to teach my children? I think I should teach them I think I should teach them anatomy. I feel like that's got something to do with medicine though. But I feel like anatomy is still a big part of it. Like anatomy and medicine kind of go hand in hand. Um, I've got like two whole pages worth of this stuff. What else should I teach my children? I should teach my children that I should teach my children to respect their mother. I was not the best. I did not get the best of grades in that aspect, and I definitely should have done better. Respect their mother. What else? Invest in longevity of life. Invest in longevity of life. You should also help people. You should help. I think I should also teach them that like one thing is related to the other, as in as in hold on. Okay. One thing is related to the other, as in how do I explain this? So if you help your friend make money, and that friend helps other friends make money, you two are going to make more money, because not only are you helping him make money, but you're also helping other people make money, and he's helping other people make money. Does that make sense? Like, if okay, let's say you're helping your friend make $100, right? then that friend goes out and helps 30 people make $100, and you help 29 people make $100. If all 62 of you pool your resources, you all have $6,000. Those $6,000 can be... Is that right? Did I do that math right? I feel like I did that math wrong. No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, so you all have $6,000. $6,200. That's $6,200. You can take that and invest it into something that everyone will get use from, and everyone will be able to make more money from, essentially, while you guys also all go out and help other people make money. Does that make sense? And you just keep doing that over and over and over and over and over again. But also, you should also know exactly how to manipulate your money. Exactly how and where and when to put what into where, like trust fund babies, right? Trust fund babies are known for being like ridiculously rich because they got all this money from their parents or grandparents or whatever, right? But there's so much talk about trust fund babies, but all these rich people are putting their money into trusts. So obviously, there's a reason that they're doing that. So I'm just saying. I don't know all the ins and outs of it yet, but there's definitely a reason that a trust fund is where all the money is going, or where all the money is being talked about going, at least. What else should I teach my kids? To keep pets. I just feel like they should keep pets because maybe that's what we should do. Maybe I should go over all these and tell you my thinking. I feel like I did that for a lot of them now. I don't know. I feel like they should keep pets because I think that pets have a certain responsibility that you have to give them every single day. You know what I mean? So if you give your pets that responsibility every day, not only is it going to allow you to hold a certain level of standard for yourself, but it's also going to allow you to have some sort of connection, so you're not necessarily reliant on a whole other human. You know what I mean? You could have a snake or a bat or a lizard or a monkey or I don't know. Just something I feel like or a bird. Something that isn't a cat or a dog. I don't think cats and dogs, they're cool, but I don't think cats and dogs really are what pets should be. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't think animals really should be pets in general, but if we're going to have pets, we should at least have animals that are okay with the environment that they're in. You know, because every time there's so much time. I mean, they can be trained. They can be trained super well. Dogs, all that. Dogs, cats, both of them. They can be trained really well. But there's so much talk about you open the door, your dog goes bolting outside. You open the door or a window's open, your cat finds its way outside. It just seems like cats and dogs don't really want to be near humans. You know, like they're cool with it, they're okay with the situation, but I don't think that they want to be there. If you got a monkey and you develop a relationship with that monkey doesn't really want to go anywhere else. If you have a snake, I mean, the snake's in his cage a lot, but if you have a snake, the snake isn't really trying to go anywhere else. You feed it, you keep it warm, like you have a whole habitat for it. It doesn't really want to go or do anything else. Like they're I feel like more compatible with us than cats and dogs are. I feel like if you have a bird and you train your bird's not going to go flying away. I mean, even if your bird, that's the thing, even if your bird does go flying away, 9 times out of 10, it's not going far and it's adventuring around your house and then coming back. It's not flying like 3, 4, 5 cities away and coming back, or 6, 7, 8, 10 cities away and getting lost. If a dog goes 10 cities away, it'll like generally know kind of the direction it came from, but it's not paying attention. So, or 9 times out of 10, it's not paying attention. So it's probably going to get lost. But if a dog goes 3 cities away, it'll be, I mean, 3 cities is still pretty big, honestly. 10 is kind of excessive. Like 3 cities away, it's still pretty big. So let's say your dog goes like 5 miles away. 5 miles away, your dog's gonna know how to get back home. Your dog goes, because cities is massive. Cities is interesting, and it's also just too much space, too much distance. If your dog goes 5 miles away, your dog's gonna know how to get back to your house. If your dog goes 10 miles away, your dog's 9 times out of 10 getting lost. Once it hits like that 6 to 8 range, it's more like that 7 and 9. Once it hits like that 7 to 8.5, 9 range, I feel like dogs just don't know what they're doing anymore. They're just like, okay, now I want to go home and I don't know how to get home and you know what I mean? But also at the same time, if people actually went and trained their dogs, because people live in their houses, bro. Like and I understand that they're meant to like hold your stuff, but I see houses as more like a storage unit than like an actual living space, you know what I mean? So I feel like houses, okay, people live in their houses, like they stay there, they go to work, they occasionally go to the beach or the fair or whatever, they come back, and that's pretty much it. They do all their everything there. I feel like if you had a dog and you went walking with your dog, you went and walked 10 miles this way and then came back home, and the next day you walked 10 miles that way, and then you came back home, or you did a couple, you took your dog places. Every time your dog left, you wouldn't be worried about it coming back, because you know that it knows the area and how to get there, because you know the area and how to get home. I don't know. That's just my thing. And also, you can just keep your bird on a leash for real. But I guess you can do that with your dog too. Maybe I just don't want a dog or a cat. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe my kids will love cats and dogs. I don't know. What else? What else should I teach them? What else should I teach them? What else should I teach my children? What else should I teach my children? Um, what else? What else should I teach my children? How to build, construction. Construction, homesteading, medicine. What are the things that we need for life, right? So construction, homesteading, medicine. Mm, what do we need? Please don't tell me I'm frozen. Am I frozen? No. Okay. I was about to say no. It's all good though. Mm, to set time aside for reading and writing. What else should I teach my children? Reading, writing. Mm, hmm. What else? What else? I am thoroughly and genuinely curious. Curious. Huh. What should they be taught? Oh wow, I just realized how ugly my background looked. One second. Let me fix this real quick. Let me get this fixed up. Ugh. What else should I teach my children? What else? What else? What else? My children should... I feel like my children should... Wow, this got crazy quick. Oh well. I feel like my children should understand... My children should understand... What's that thing that Nikola Tesla made? He made a whole... Or no, there was somebody else, but Nikola Tesla conferenced with him. But there was this guy that made an entire diagram of how energy moves. And it was about... It was talking about everything. It was talking about gravity. It was talking about electricity, magnetism. It talked about a lot of different things. But I want to teach them that for sure. Mm. Hmm. Huh, 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 huh. Hmm. What should I teach my children? This is starting to get tough. I got a lot down. This is really starting to get tough. I just don't know, man. I do know. I can't say I don't know. Um well, I guess if I'm teaching them empathy, I probably have to teach them about apathy, right? Languages. Oh, okay. I want to teach them Greek, Latin, Spanish, Japanese, German, Chinese, Korean. Greek, Latin, Spanish, Japanese, German, Chinese, Korean. Spanish, French. There we go. I'm like, there's another one. French, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, German, Russian. I'll have to look at a map real quick for real. Map of the world. Cool. Let's see. Okay, we have Spanish, French, German, Russian, Chinese, Japanese, Italian. Is Romanian a language? Italian? I think that's the next one. For sure, Italian. There's another one that's kind of like Italian. I just don't know what it is. Let's see. Portuguese, Arabic, Dutch, Turkish, Polish, Hebrew. Okay. There's a lot of languages actually. I don't think no, because I want to take this seriously. I don't want to just write down stuff that I might teach them. Like if I don't have any plans on doing it, I don't want to write it down. There's a lot of languages though. Like it'd be really cool to know all of these. I feel like Swahili might be important. I don't know. Maybe Hebrew. I don't know. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's kind of a lot. I guess Romanian is a language. I figured it out. I guess that's it. I guess that's it for the languages. I can't believe I'm saying I guess when it comes to my kids. Jeez. It is what it is. What else do I want to teach them? What else? What else? Huh. What would I like to teach my children? What would I like to teach my children? Man, I'm really stumped right now. I'm sure I'll come up with more when I get gender specific, but as far as this right now, I'm kind of stumped. What would I like to teach my children? What am I going to teach my children? That's a better way to say it. What am I going to teach my children? Ooh, color theory, music theory. Creativity. I put down creativity, but creativity is kind of a lot, right? So maybe I should be more specific. Maybe it should be like I definitely want to teach them instruments, drawing. So instruments. But an instrument is really anything you're manipulating, though. So I guess that's not really a good word for it either. Art? Teach them about the arts. There we go. That's a better one. About the arts. And then we can go into that. What would that be? That would be music, paint / drawing, acting. Oh. I think vocal music should be in a category of its own. Because, like, I was going to just leave it under music, but I want to teach them both music and vocal music. What else would I like to teach them? What else am I going to teach them? There's got to be some sort of concept out there called light theory, right? Let's see. What's light theory? Light or visible light is electromagnetic radiation that can be perceived by the human eye. Visible light is usually defined as having wavelengths in the range of 400 to 700 nanometers, corresponding to frequencies of 750 to 420. Let's try YouTube, because that's just describing what light is. Is light a wave or a particle? Light's like in between a wave and a particle, right? It's like the mix of the two. It does not seem to be. It does not seem to be anything called light theory. I'm sure there's multiple theories about light, though. What else would I like to teach my children? What else am I going to teach my children? Circuitry? What else am I going to teach my children? Trust your gut. What else am I going to teach my children? I could teach them about what else I could teach them about. I would like to teach my children. Come on, I got one more. I would like to teach my children. I would like to teach my children. Come on, I know I got one more at least. I would like to teach my children chess. Perfect. All right, we've got a whole list right here. We've got like we got like 2 2/4 pages worth of a list right here. This is insane. And we're gonna have more as far as male versus female. What kind of specific lessons we're gonna be teaching them, depending on if they're a boy or a girl, and you know, this is getting deep. I should probably do what I want to teach, like what I want to learn before I have children too, huh? Okay, so I think that's what we'll do. Next Wednesday, we're gonna do lessons I want to teach my boy. Then the Wednesday after that, we're gonna do lessons I want to teach my girl, and then the Wednesday after that, we will do lessons I want to learn, things I want to learn about before I have children. That's what we'll do. So you guys can look forward to that for the next 3 weeks. I keep looking at this and realizing that that's not the camera. I need to start looking at you. Anyway, but that's what we're going to be doing. Next Wednesday, we're doing lessons that I want to teach my boy. Wednesday after that, we're doing lessons I want to teach my girl. And then the third following Wednesday, we're going to be writing down. I keep saying doing. I need to stop using general language. We're going to be writing down lessons that I want to teach myself before I have children. So with that being said, I think that this is a great place to wrap it up. We've been going for like 2 hours? 2 hours and 2 minutes right now. We've been going for a while. So I hope that you guys have a great time. I hope that you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And yeah, I just wanted to remind you that no matter what you are, where you are, what's going on, that you are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me, my ghosts, ghouls, gremlins, and goblins, and dreamers. Because we know that there's no in between. You're either a good guy or a bad guy, or you're somewhere in between. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in your dreams. Peace.